Hey there, welcome into the show. You're watching Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr., and no matter where you are or how you're tuned in, thank you so much for making today's show a part of your day. And on the docket, another loaded edition of the program here. Some great interviews that I've been able to gather all week that we've been able to do in the lead up to Super Bowl 59 between the Birds and the Chiefs. So coming up today, you will hear from Eagles cornerback and All-Pro Darius Slay, Mekhi Becton, who's revived his career with Philadelphia this year, playing that right guard position, one of the top all-around tight ends in the game in Dallas Goedert. Isaiah Rodgers, what a story he's been, from not playing last year due to the gambling suspension to making plays every time he's been inserted into the lineup. And the Eagles have a very deep cornerback room, but he's still been able to be a marquee player on this Eagles defense. Cam Jurgens, a Pro Bowler in the first year as a starting center in replacing Jason Kelce. It's like replacing Derek Jeter at shortstop for the New York Yankees, and Jurgens been able to do that with flying colors. And then a great interview with Milton Williams, a defensive tackle who's going to get paid this offseason, and he will play a huge role in stopping Kansas City, one of the most unheralded and underrated Eagles players on this Super Bowl 59 roster. Before we listen in and give you all of our behind-the-scenes access, a reminder to subscribe to the channel. I don't think any other Eagles channel on YouTube is built like us, giving you insight, analysis, thought-provoking content, but also it's a community. It's a movement. We want you to have a voice. So for the best and most elite daily and year-round coverage of the Eagles, hit that sub button. The proof is in the pudding. That's why we're north of 106,000 subs. I want to begin with my interview with Darius Slay. And he goes by Slay, by the way. If you call him Darius, he doesn't like that. He goes by Slay. And I asked him, what is it about facing Andy Reid that's so difficult? Even when you think you have answers, he's still able to surprise you. I also asked him when he knew that Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean were going to be special. This is a student of the game who loves the nitty-gritty elements of football, and so I really enjoyed these 3 minutes with Big Play Slay.
Slay, and listening to your podcast and just listening to you talk about football, I know you appreciate the nuances and the complexities of offensive football. Andy Reid is so good coming off of buys, and when he draws up plays, he's very creative with wrinkles and window dressing. You know it's coming, but how are his offense still able to be successful in running those plays?
They're very successful because, they got guys that's players that can execute at a high level as well. So a lot of guys that he has on that team can execute what he needs to be done very well. And, he got a great quarterback that can do it, great tight end that's with him. He's great at all aspects. Man, I see it as Andy Reid's arguably the best coach that ever probably, coached me in my eyes, definitely in my era, because that's all yeah, man, he got a lot of things drawn up for sure. I know he do, I'm sure he looked at film enough to know every person's weakness on defense. So, we just got to, play smart, play discipline, have great eyes, great execution, and, play ball.
The Eagles hadn't drafted a cornerback since 2002 when they took Lito Shepherd, and then they took Quinyon in the first round, DeJean in the second round. Again, you like the complexities and the nuances of cornerback play. So when did you realize that Quinyon and Cooper could be really good players, obviously different styles?
Great players, because I watched both of them in college. Definitely I always do a little pre-draft, but I always go to the internet, all right, who they got as they top 7 to 8 guys on the corner position. And then, as I looked on the board, I saw Quinyon. I've been knowing him since he was a junior a little bit. Not knowing him, but knowing of him since a junior. And I was watching his tape. And as he got older, man, I saw a lot of me in him because of the fact that he played a lot of off-man and can pedal real good. And, he has some good press technique. Then I watched Cooper a little bit, too, as well, because his highlights came across my page one time in high school. And he was dunking all over the place. And then I looked down, I said, oh, and he played corner? Okay. And then, of course, I followed him through college. And then I've been seeing that. I saw when he got hurt. And, you know what I'm saying? So I saw a lot of great things. So I knew them guys were going to be special, man, because I just saw the determination of how they played football. You know what I'm saying? You can just see how they attack football. And then one of them was scared to tackle. Both of them had great ball skills. Coop was playing punt return, so I knew he had to have great ball skills. So, all they do is just take a grid, applying that to the field. And then I was thankful that we got both of them. And, I got to help both of them, reach their best potential they possibly can. So I hope they continue to keep being great. I told both of them if they're not greater than me, I'll probably fail. I want both of them boys to be way better than me than I ever was. So yeah, so I'll just continue to keep leading the way for him.
Coop didn't play a lot on the inside in college, but he's obviously played slot for the Eagles. Has that almost benefited him because of his versatility and being able to blitz, cover tight ends, and kind of be a hybrid linebacker? He's almost like in that Trent McDuffie role.
Yeah, so like just how Trent McDuffie came in as a rookie, playing the slot area. But watching film, if you know football, you can tell that Coop was probably like a nickel back or a cover down safety, because the fact that way he could possibly do, because he's a lot bigger than what folks think, and he's swole dude. He's a very swole dude. So he could cover tight ends and stuff. So you got the ability to like be versatile, and that's what makes you a great player, man. Being very versatile, and he's one of the guys that can be versatile.
Just some great stuff from Darius Slay, and we've seen great stuff from Mekhi Becton all year. What a story this has been. First-round pick by the New York Jets out of Louisville back in 2020. Good rookie year. Struggled after that with his play, his confidence, his injuries. The Jets didn't want to retain him. They looked at him as a bust. Howie Roseman said, you know what, I'm going to bring him in for a cheap deal. And we think that he can become a good player for this football team. And he's gone from being a failed left tackle to one of the top guards in the National Football League. Jeff Stoutland has really developed him, and he's really thankful for his opportunity to be an Eagle this season.
Mekhi, I'm sure you've been asked this question 100 times, but what's it been like switching positions?
It's been a great journey for sure. It's been fun. I learned a lot of new things, and picked up on different things, so it's been fun.
What did you pick up from switching positions? Anything specific?
Just the difference between guard and tackle, how faster it happens, and how much more technical I got to be.
And going forward from here, do you think you're more of a guard or more of a tackle?
I don't know, man. Whatever they need me to play,
What's the confidence level in the offensive line right now? I know that you guys have had a couple of injuries here and there. Do you guys feel healthy and okay?
Yeah, we feel healthy and okay.
What's the matchup against Kansas City mean for you guys? What stands out to you about facing those guys?
They do a lot of movement fronts and a lot of different things on defense that we got to key in on.
How good is Chris Jones?
He's really good. He's a legend of this game for sure.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
And in a separate interview with him, I asked him what has made this switch to guard possible. He said, Jeff Stoutland. I also asked him, would you like to come back to the Philadelphia Eagles? And he said, I don't know what the future holds, but if that happens, I won't be mad at it. And speaking of this man to my right in Jeff Stoutland, one of the top coaches in the NFL and the best offensive line coach in the NFL. You'll hear the question that I asked him, and his answer is why he's so great.
What are the key pillars of coaching that are instrumental for you in helping players develop?
I would say, number one, I need a good partner. I need someone that wants to be coached, someone that's not offended when I do coach them, and that's just eager to learn all these little tricks to help them be better. When I feel it, and then they have to have all the critical factors to be a good player. Then you nailed it. Then you're going to develop. Then you're going to turn somebody into something really special.
And then there's Dallas Goedert, one of the top all-around tight ends in the NFL. And here at the Chat Sports Airbnb, Chat Sports HQ down here in New Orleans, so to speak, we were watching some clips of Dallas Goedert the other night, and I was like, man, such a special player with the size, physicality component, how he moves. It's really unfortunate that in the regular season he's been injured a lot. But look, in the playoffs, he rises up to the occasion when the lights are the brightest, when the pressure cooker is on in these big games, to the point where he's the #1 receiving yards leader in franchise history during the postseason. How has that happened? I'll let him explain.
You're #1 in franchise history in receiving yards in the playoffs. What's allowed you to have success in the postseason, and is it just a happenstance thing where you've just been in the right spot at the right time?
Yeah, I think it goes back to all the work I put in, in the regular season, in the off season, Me and Jalen have had a good connection in the playoff throughout his years here, and I think that all comes down to all the time we spent in the offseason together, running routes in California and Texas, trying to see the game the same way, and as a tight end, when your quarterback needs someone to find you, I always want them looking for you, and, I think me and Jalen got that.
The angry run in the first round of the playoffs against the Packers, where does that play, picking up Yak with a couple of stiff arms, rank among your all-time plays?
Yeah, it's up there. I'd say it's for sure top 3. Anytime you can score in the playoffs, it's a ton of fun. Those ones mean a little bit more because it's, the playoff time, win or go home. But, yeah, that was a special play for me, but, I'm just excited to make the next one.
What were the other 2? Just curious.
One of my other ones would for sure be my one-handed grab in college against Drake. I think it was the first game of the season. I was on SportsCenter for the first time. That one was really cool. And then probably the other coolest one, it got called back, but I did enjoy my 75-yarder in Dallas. Got called back for offensive pass interference. But yeah, that one was pretty sweet too.
We've been here in New Orleans since Sunday. It's been a grind. So much great content here on the channel, though. Look at all the videos that we've done. Look at the YouTube shorts that we have put up as well. Minute clips, TikTok style, some great stuff there too. A lot of short form content that's easy to absorb. I don't think anybody here in New Orleans has created as much content as Chat Sports has created. So if you've enjoyed our coverage this week, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon, like the video, and of course, give me a real one down in the comment section. Still to come, interview with Isaiah Rodgers, interview with Cam Jurgens, and a sit-down with Milton Williams as well. But first, let's pay our bills and give a shout-out to our friends at GameTime for making today's Philadelphia Eagles now possible. The best app in the ticketing marketplace. If you want tickets to the big game in New Orleans between the Eagles and the Chiefs, if you want to go to a concert, comedy show, theater event, NBA game, college basketball, college football, Major League Baseball, MLS, concert, comedy show, theater event, and a whole lot more, GameTime has you covered. They do it all. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with GameTime. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. They have a brand new feature called GameTime Picks. Curation makes it easier to find the best seats to the events that you want to go to, and you don't have to waste your time having to search and scroll through thousands and thousands of tickets. They will just give you the seats that you want with the best price point and the best vantage point as well. The feature that I think is great, you can see the view from your seat before you buy, so you know exactly what to expect when you arrive. If you download the GameTime app, you create an account, and you use the code CHATSPORTS, CHATSPORTS, you get $20 off. Terms apply. First purchase only. You get that bird's eye view of the Superdome if you're down here or coming down here to New Orleans. Plenty of tickets available. And the flash deal zone deals are great. I also suggest that you toggle the all-in pricing tool. Therefore, you don't get hit with those surprise fees at checkout like those other apps hit you with. You think that you're saving money. You go to checkout, you're like, whoa, buddy. No way. With GameTime, that doesn't happen. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with GameTime. What time is it? GameTime. Use that code CHATSPORTS, $20 off. Terms apply. First purchase only. What a year it's been for Isaiah Rodgers. I remember doing shows during the offseason. Mini camp, OTAs, training camp, and the consistent message out of the NovaCare complex in South Philadelphia. Isaiah Rodgers is balling. He could start for this team at corner. The only reason he's not starting is because of how deep the Eagles are at cornerback. Darius Slay had a really good year. Quinyon Mitchell started as a rookie. And so Isaiah Rodgers has been a backup. He's been a returner. When he's been thrust into a larger role, though, he's played very well. He's a good speed corner who could end up playing a big role against the Chiefs, against Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy with their speed. And speaking of those big plays, this one here to my right, right place, right time. After that fumble forced, the scoop and run against the Los Angeles Rams as the snow was coming down. I asked him, please give me your vantage point from that play. The link is rocking. A majestic sight. Huge moment in the game. He explained that, what it's like to be a Philadelphia Eagle, and how he's been able to resurrect his career with this organization this season.
From a career standpoint, what has this year meant to you in resurrecting your career, being able to make plays, stepping in when asked, and being in a position to play in a Super Bowl and win one?
It's just all a blessing at the end of the day. Like, I'm just grateful to be here. Whatever my role was throughout the season, I was willing and all in to do it. I'm just taking it all in right now and enjoying it right now.
What kind of stands out to you about your teammates in that defensive back room? It's a really impressive and talented group with you, Darius Slay, Quinyon Mitchell, and Cooper DeJean.
Funny group. We're all brothers. You got Slay, the older guy, I'm the middle guy, and you got Cooper and Q, like the younger guys, and Keeley. But we all relate in a way. We're all like best friends on and off the field. So we talk throughout our group chat, talk separately. So it's just a big brotherhood. What's allowed Quinyon and Cooper to have success so early as rookies? I think it all starts with the higher ups, more like with the Howie and Nick, and then with our CP, Christian Parker. So I think it really started with them. They just gave the confidence to him. They gave him the game, and then we got Slay in the room. So Slay been telling us, how he's here for 13 seasons and things like that. So just having those people, at the higher ups to give you that confidence to go out there and just have fun. You mentioned Christian Parker. He's maybe little known across the entire NFL among casual fans, but for you guys in that locker room, he's kind of looked at as a secret weapon and an up-and-coming coach. What about him makes him a fast riser in the industry? I think his passion for the game, he understands the game, and he breaks the game down better than anybody. So it's a positive and negative, and knowing that he's going to go off and go be a head coach somewhere, a defensive coordinator somewhere, and he won't be in his room forever for these guys. But we're just happy to have him. Not many fans know what it's like to pick up a fumble like you did against the Rams when the snow is coming down and the fans are going crazy. Can you just walk me through that play and what that was like and what it's like to be in that situation? Huge moment in the game, but it starts with JC, it starts with the D-line applying pressure, and I was just there and the ball just rolled right in front of me. I just picked it up, started running. Wish I got in the end zone, but everything happened for a reason. But at the end of the day, I was happy to do that. It all started with the D-line in front. Seems like you've bonded pretty well with a lot of Eagles fans. What's your experience been like just being here, and what have you noticed about them? They lit. I love them, man. Like, everything I do out there is for the kids, the passionate fans, the diehard fans. Like, I aim and target the fans that, travel far for the games, birthdays or whatever, to give out cleats and gloves. I just try to give as much memories as I can, so.
From Isaiah Rodgers to Cam Jurgens, as we know last year when Jason Kelce was still playing for the Eagles, he started at right guard. Jason Kelce retires, he takes over at center, and he becomes one of the top centers in the game. And in speaking with Jeff Stoutland the other night on opening night, he said, we got a good one with Cam Jurgens, a stellar player who made it to the Pro Bowl this year. Did you know, though, that outside of being a mauler as an offensive lineman, Cam Jurgens has a beef jerky business called Jerky? Yeah, I tried it. It's awesome. Really good ingredients. The mango habanero is great. Teriyaki and original right here. How did it come about where he started his own business? Already thinking about life after football, going up against this Chiefs interior defensive line. Talk Jalen Carter with him as well because he's matched up with him in practice. And this is a great interview with Cam Jurgens.
Tried the beef jerky yesterday. I'm just very curious. It was very good, by the way. How did that business come about? Obviously, you have your role as an NFL football player, but you always have to plan ahead, and smart people do that. So how did the family business come about to start the jerky business?
So I actually started that in college, and it started with NIL. Originally, when NIL started, name, image, and likeness, we thought we had to use our name and image to build a brand and to have a product and sell to people, and that's how you get money. Now, NIL players just get money and they play. So it was cool getting to start a business, and it started just getting the logo. Everybody called me Beef Jerky. I made deer jerky growing up and started working with some lockers in Nebraska, and now we're with a place out in Pennsylvania, and it's been growing ever since. But I love it. We got 5 flavors now. What was your favorite?
I really like the habanero.
Habanero, that's my favorite. The mango habanero, it's good. It's got a little kick to it. But yeah, it was so fun. Me and my mom started it together, and we worked with like the entrepreneurship in college. Started an LLC, and then my right guard at the time, Matt Sichterman, He's a computer software engineer, and he made a website for us, and now he's a big part of the business, kind of like the CEO of it. He handles a lot of it when I'm, busy during the season, and it's been fun growing it and seeing all the fans' reactions to it. It's just a project that's really fun to me. It's really fun staying in contact with one of my best friends, Matt, my mom, and working and growing this together. And I love beef jerky, and I know people do too.
Just one football question. Chris Jones up front, one of the top defensive tackles of this generation, but Spags does a lot of mixing and matching up front as well, loading the box, disguising blitzes, sending home some blitzes. Sometimes I'll put Nick Bolton over center. What kind of stands out about what the Chiefs do up front with their defensive line?
Yeah, I think they do a really good job of bringing pressure from both sides, from the field boundary, and be able to disguise it. And they do a good job of getting Chris Jones one-on-one, and he's really great at, using his leverage and power to, get a hand off of him and work hands and get to an edge. And, he's a smart, savvy player.
Does Jalen Carter remind you a little bit of Chris Jones, too, with some of the unorthodox movements?
I could say a little bit. I think Jalen Carter is in his own territory. He's different with how he plays. He's such a freak athlete, and he can do a little bit of everything. The last game, they tried to slice block him at the 3-tech, and he jumped over somebody. That doesn't happen, so that's pretty cool. He's kind of like a street baller playing basketball out there, just making plays and wreaking havoc on people. And he's an absolute tank.
And, of course, the cool story, too, with Cam Jurgens that I spoke with Jeff Stoutland about the other night, and we've talked about it here on the show before. Jason Kelsey helped Howie Roseman and Jeff Stoutland find his replacement with the pre-draft evaluation and a scouting outlook on Cam Jurgens as well. We round out with this. Milton Williams, one of the most underrated defensive tackles in the National Football League, one of the highest pass rushing grades among all defensive tackles in the NFL. He has really grown and developed in his career with the Eagles, and because of that, he's going to be one of the most sought-after free agents this upcoming offseason. But before he becomes a free agent, he has to get after Patrick Mahomes. My colleague Tyler Jones, he's the host of the Chiefs Report. He caught up with Milton Williams, and I thought everything that Milton said here is applicable to this game and of note. So let's roll the tape.
All right, Milton, I got to know, how bad you want to hit Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, real bad. He in our way of trying to get what we want for our team, and these type of moments you dream about.
What's it going to take to get pressure on him?
Winning your matchups up front. They got a great O-line that he run around behind. They protect him well. We got to figure out a way to win our matchups and keep him in the pocket as much as we can, and get him on the ground when we can.
How hard is it to keep a guy that's so mobile like him contained?
No, it's tough. It's tough because, you can win quick, and then it'll open up a gap in the middle. If he see it, he can take it right now. So you just got to be conscious. We got to work together. We all got to be on the same page and, work as a unit to get a great player like him in the pocket and get him on the ground.
What stands out to you about this matchup with the Chiefs?
They're explosive. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They don't beat themselves. And, we got to be ready for that challenge on Sunday. We got to play our best game that we played this season and, try to put a cap on a great player like Mahomes.
What's going to be your specific assignment for this game Sunday?
My matchup will be I'll be going against the left guard for most of the game. See if they're going to slide Jalen away, I get a decent amount of one-on-ones, and I got to win them.
Thanks for your time, man.
And that is a player along this interior Eagles defensive line who's going to play a pivotal role in stopping Patrick Mahomes on Sunday. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Nobody's had the access and the content that we've had all throughout this week from New Orleans. And this is what we do because this is the standard that we've built.